Good evening and warm welcome to one and all present over here for the online webinar on opportunities for agriculture biotechnology students in abroad. I am Professor K.S. Payekar, working as an assistant professor in KKK College of Agriculture Biotechnology under the Department of Microbial and Environmental Biotechnology. Heartily welcome to Honorable Mr. Balasaheb Wagh, Alliance Bhau, President of KKK Education Society, Nashik, for valuable presence. I welcome to all trustees and secretaries of KKK Education Society for this online webinar. I heartily welcome to our today's resource person, Ms. Ambika Dudhate, postdoctoral researcher, Center of Pharmaceutical Research and Innovation, College of Pharmacy, University of Kentucky, Lexington, USA. I welcome to Dr. V.M. Javlikar sir, campus coordinator, KKK Education Campus, Saraswati Nagar, Panchvati, Nashik. I also welcome Professor N.S. Pajpur, Principal, KKK College of Agriculture Biotechnology, Nashik. I heartily welcome to all the dignitaries, principal, HOD, teachers, and students. Now, I request to Professor N.S. Pajpur for welcome address for this lecture and giving introduction about KKK Education Society, Nashik.
Okay. So, good evening, all of you. So, I am welcome Dr. Ambika Dudhate, the postdoctoral researcher, for this today's online national webinar on the opportunities for agriculture biotechnology student in abroad. So, before the start of today's online webinar, so I am giving the brief information about the KKK Education Society. So this KKK Education Society is started in 1970 by the Padma Shri Karmavir Kakasaheb Wagh, which started a small school at the village Ranwad. And from this school, now this education society is entered into the 50 years of their establishment with different eras of education or different areas of education. And for this, our Honorable Balasaheb Wagh, the President of KKK Education Society, is the our inspiration for this development. And today's that is the KKK Education Society. They are celebrating the that is 50 years of their establishment as a golden jubilee year. And with this, I am give the brief information about this KKK Education Society. Uh, this KKK Education Society is now as a one of the identified or which are known for the education or the excellence in education. And with the brief information, I am give that this education study started with a small school, but now this society they are entered into different areas of education, which include the engineering, MBA, MCA, polytechnic, pharmacy, then agri and agri-allied colleges, then B.Ed, nursing, performing arts, fine arts. So these different areas of education is now they are in the KKWAG under the KKWAG Education Society. So in brief, there are 36 institutes uh, in different campuses. They are now running different education institutes. So this is the important milestones in the development of KKWAG Education Society. So in 1970 we started with the KKWAG Vidya Bhavan, that is and junior college at Bhausaheb Nagar. But and in 1983 the societies enter into the technical education, that is we started with the Polytechnic College at Nashik, and in 1984 KKWAG Institute of Engineering and Education. And with this development in 2003, the KKWAG Education Society is entered into the agriculture education with we started the Agriculture Engineering and Technology College. And in 2008 the KKWAG College of Biotechnology started. And with this these different institutes which are started, and now in 2018 we started the that is the KKWAG Institute of Pharmacy. And with this means except this medical, all these faculties or all these education institutes, they are under this KKWAG Education Society. And we know that under this COVID-19 situation or under this coronavirus pandemic situation, so there are some technologies they are developed at the KKWAG Education Society in order to connect with the students and to develop this teaching learning process. So for this purpose, these different technologies we are using, that is for example that is the MOOCs, means that is online open massive courses for the students and the staffs. Then different e-resources we are started to share with the students. Then online assignments, then some of the best videos, that is YouTube, they can be published on the YouTube channels. Then use of smartphones, then use of blogs, then Akash tablets and the language laboratory. And also the in this situation how to evaluate the students online. So for that purpose the my examo, this is the software nowadays we are using this for to evaluate the students under this such situation. Then with this introduction, so these are the some important our recruiters. So after the completion of education, so these are the different recruiters from the different areas of India and the multinational companies. We are organizing the campus interview for this different of these different companies in order to place the student in reputed companies and to give the best employment after this graduation or completion of graduation. Then these are the some examples are on the screen. Then second important aim of our KKWAG Education Society is the to connect with the our alumni, because near about 15,000 alumni till they are passed out from different institutes. So we organize these alumni meets at the abroad also. So at Washington we organized this alumni meet in 2016, and in 2019 we organized this alumni meet at Houston, Texas. And in this 21st December 2019, we organized the grand alumni meet of the all the graduates which are pass out from the KKWAG Education Society at KKWAG Engineering College campus. Then with this KKWAG Education Society, these three polytechnics are there. So that is at KKWAG Polytechnic at Nashik, at Chandori, and the KKWAG Women's Polytechnic, and near about 1,350 intake. Then next, the KKWAG Education Society also having the colleges of that is we call as a traditional colleges. KKWAG College of Fine Arts, KKWAG College of Performing Arts, then KKWAG College of Nursing, and KKWAG College of Education. So these are the different areas of education where we are imparting the education to the student. Then this is the art, commerce, science, and computer science colleges. Then the one here I'm putting the one of the things, that is the KKWAG University is the only society which having the 6 agriculture colleges under the one society. So this is the one of the unique example in the Maharashtra. These different 6 branches are under the one roof of KKWAG Education Society, with near about intake capacity of 440, which include the Agriculture Engineering College, Agriculture College, Agriculture Biotechnology College, Food Technology, Agriculture Business Management, and KKK College of Horticulture. So these are the agriculture education. Then what are the our initiatives is for the to impart the education to these students and also to provide the services to this society. So Guru Shishya Punyatithi competitions, particularly this competition is organized for the students in the schools. So in order to develop their talent through different competitions, and so for this purpose, this competition is organized. Then KKK Kala Academy. So these are the particularly the students which are interested in the areas where the art is their one of the passion. So here we are organizing these different functions through this KKK Kala Academy. Then Karmavir Smriti Sachak competition is for the students who are interested in the sports and particularly in the rural areas, because some of the sports talent at the rural areas. So we organize this competition for the particularly in rural areas. Then public lecture series. So this is particularly for social activity. So we organize the different topic, different lectures on different topics of the social importance, and different speakers from the national and international level. Uh, we are delivering these lectures to the society for the purpose of to serve this that is the service to the society. Then the Karma Yogi and Karma Tapasvi Puraskar, that is for the uh, that is the outstanding work in the social activity and for the outstanding work in the agriculture sector. And then CO Meet and the HR Connect. So in order to connect with the industry, because the whatever you call as a placement, they are connected with the what is the connection with the industry. So we organize the CO Meet and HR Connect annually for the uh, uh, successful placement of the student. And lastly, the that is the science project competition. So in calculate the what is the that is research in the age of that is the particularly in the school age. So for that purpose, we are organizing the science project competition for the school students. So these are the different initiatives of the KKK Education Society, and we try to providing this education at a excellence to the students, and in order to serve the society for the education purpose. So thank you for listening me for to give the brief information about the KKK Education Society. Once again, I am welcome this. All these participants and our today resource person, they are delivering the topic, delivering the lectures on important topic, because many of the students, they are having so many questions about the education, but there are some uh, rare information about how to get the education in abroad. So I hope that the Dr. Ambika Dudhate madam, they are give the very nice presentation or the lecture on this particular topic. So with this permission, I am over to the Professor C.S. Nirgode for the next session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Hello everyone. Good afternoon and good morning, Ambika madam. Uh, I welcome all of you, all delegates, researchers, students from various fields, faculties also. On the behalf of KKK College of Agricultural Biotechnology, I am CS Nirgude here to share some important features of our college, that is the KKK College of Agricultural Biotechnology, Nashik. So first point is that why the agriculture study should be pursued in KKK. So all of you know that KKK is one of the most important brand, most higher brand in the education in the our state, that is the Maharashtra and also in India. So main reason behind the this why agriculture education in KKK, that is 6 various branches are located in the one roof of particular education society. There is a particular your agriculture biotechnology is there, BTech engineering is there, agriculture, food technology is there, agriculture business management is there, horticulture is there. This is the one of the most important advantage of our particular society. Madam, please next. Then here is our more than 50,000 plus annually alumni are servicing in various society that leads to the particular our strongest our alumni organization. After that, there is a more than 450 acres of land for the practical exposure to the students. Well established nursery plant is there. In our institute, in our agri and allied colleges, there is a particular day by day or per month, per year, various events are organized by our institute. There is one event is that is the collaboration with the CII, and for this our Dr. KP Vishwanatha, that is the Chancellor of MPKV Rahuri, that they are as a chief guest for this session. Madam, please next. After that, why agriculture biotechnology? Regarding this point, Ambika Madam going to deliver a very eminent and very useful session to us. So, this is the particular multidisciplinary science that include plant biotechnology, molecular biology, immunology, microbiology, and various other fields also that are related with our biotechnology. Okay, so that's why it is a particular important field in the life science. Then the scope and opportunities in that agriculture research scientist is there, researcher, independent researcher, then research associate, quality manager, consultant, entrepreneurs. This is the scope and importance. This is all about our laboratory facilities which are available in our college. There is a various 7 laboratories there for the students. Then student profile. One of the most important point is that is the 100% of our seats filled in the particular from 9 years, and there is a highest cutoff than the other non-aided college in the field of biotechnology in the Maharashtra. After that, there is a 338 students were graduated from the starting of our college. Then the student achievement in academic excellence, there is Archana Navle got best agriculture student award in 2019. After that, research competition, Saurabh Ghurpade student, it worked in the Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad as a trainee. After that, in sports activity, Mr. Ganesh Narsale received silver medal in the Indian Agriculture Grappling Tournament at Rohtak, and in conferences, Mr. Ashutosh Shetty in 2018-19 got first prize in the poster presentation organized by the MPKV Rahuri. In our college, there is a well qualified and experienced dedicated faculties there, out of which 15 are teaching staff and non-teaching is 34. Then there is a for the adding of knowledge and particular expert lecture is conducted by the institute. There is a various industrial visits are organized by our college, and HOT exam, that is the hands-on training program, in which about 311 students were completed their HOT projects. Then the successful rate of alumni in the different fields is given here. Next. Our distinguished alumni, one of the most important alumni of our college, that is the Mr. Sagar Yadav, which is pursuing PhD in the biological science from the CSR National Institute of National Chemical Laboratory, NCL Pune. After that, Vishal Zagade, which are who is a PSI in the which is selected through the MPSC. These are the various other alumni there, which is a appointed as a various position at various companies or various sectors. So by which I conclude my presentation. Thank you so much for giving opportunity to give the information of our college. Thank you so much, madam.
Now I request Professor P.A. Patil for give the brief introduction of today's resource person, Ms. Ambika Dudhate. Please, ma'am. And thank you, sir.
A, a very warm good evening to all dignitaries and participants in the national webinar on opportunities for agriculture biotechnology students in abroad, organized by KKK Education Society's KKK College of Agriculture Biotechnology, Nashik. It is my great pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Ambika Dudhate. A very fresh good morning, ma'am, as it is 6:30 of morning in USA. Dr. Ambika ma'am graduated from College of Agriculture Biotechnology, Latur, affiliated to Marathwada Agriculture University, Parbhani, India, with a Bachelor of Science degree in Agriculture Biotechnology in 2012. She postgraduated in Biotechnology, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore, with Jawaharlal Nehru Junior Research Fellowship of Government of India during 2012 to 2014. Dr. Ambika was awarded Fellowship of Ministries of Japan to pursue PhD in the University of Tokyo during 2015 to 2019. Ma'am has published many research papers in recognized national international journals. She has also received various conference awards as Best Poster Award, Best Presentation Award. Presently, she is postdoctoral researcher at Center for Pharmaceutical Research and Innovation, College of Pharmacy, University of Kentucky, Lexington, USA. We all feel delighted to have such a resource person like Dr. Ambika ma'am. Today, she is going to talk to us about various opportunities for agriculture biotechnology students in abroad. As we know that biotechnology is recognized as one of the emerging areas in science and technology, having significant potential with a wide area of application in agriculture, process, industry, and service sectors. The range of application in biotechnology is vast and almost all fields of sciences are covered under biotechnology. So please join me to listen Dr. Ambika, postdoctoral research fellow. I heartily welcome you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Now I request to Ms. Ambika ma'am to initiate their lecture. Please, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate. So, you can all see my screen, right?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So, first of all, thank you very much, and I would like to appreciate and thank you, KKK Education Society, Professor N.S. Pachpur sir, and Kaveri ma'am. And thank you very much, P.A. Patil ma'am, for a great introduction. Just today, I came to know so much accomplishment I have in my field. So thank you very much for that. And this is a great initiative you people have taken so that the students will know what are the opportunities, or more of like what are the options they have instead of doing some other courses. What are the benefits they have by choosing agriculture biotechnology or biotechnology as their field. So with this note, I would like to start my seminar. So here I tried to make some PowerPoint presentation that will show the opportunities of agriculture biotechnology students, that they can choose a career in abroad anywhere throughout the world. So I would like to first talk about me. Like it's your right to know who you are listening to. So my name is full name is Ambika Dudhate. You can call me Ambika. So currently I'm a postdoctoral scholar. I'm not a postdoctoral fellow. There is a difference in that. In Center of Pharmaceutical Research and Innovation, that comes under, it's a small division actually, which comes under College of Pharmacy, University of Kentucky, Lexington. And why I said I'm a postdoc scholar, because I'm funded by NIH. I have not secured any scholarships of my own for postdoctoral. And if I go in my past, so I completed my PhD from ANES, that is Asian Natural Environmental Science Center from University of Tokyo, Japan. And I completed my master's in plant biotechnology from CPM-BV, that is situated in, that is a small division of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University in Coimbatore. And I did my bachelor's from Vilasrao Deshmukh College of Agriculture Biotechnology, which is in Latur, but coming under VMKV Parbhani, Maharashtra. So that's a introduction about what I did, and there is a reason why I'm putting all of this into one frame that you will understand while I will deliver my presentation. So please let me know if I'm too fast. Usually I speak really fast. So if you focused on my research profile, so in past during my PhD, I was mainly involved in 3 projects. So let me point out the laser. Yes. So during my PhD, I was mainly involved in 3 projects, which was mainly focused on pearl millet, which is commonly called as bajra in Maharashtra. So for the first project, we have performed the genomic analysis for drought tolerance. So for that, we have performed transcriptomics, and we have analyzed the transcriptomic data. And with the help of that, we were able to extract some potential differentially expressed genes that may have a strong role in drought tolerance of pearl millet. And in the second project, the first project was briefly or in detail was explained with Dr. Harsha Shinde. Many of you have might have attended this seminar yesterday, so he has explained in details about the first project, but he has done with the salinity tolerance. And in the second project, I have performed a complete scan of pearl millet genome in order to know how many NAC transcription factors are present and what are their role in drought and salinity tolerance of pearl millet. And the third, foremost, most important for me, the project was the metabolomic profiling of pearl millet for drought tolerance assessment. So if any of you know what is the metabolomic profiling, so in that we usually see all the metabolites that are being differentially expressed in case of the pearl millet genotypes. So this last project has not been published yet, but it's an ongoing project and one of my favorite also. And currently in my postdoctorate, I have moved to medical biotechnology due to my own reasons. So here at current situation, it's not being too much time, it's just being months. So the first one is in the drug development for pediatric bone sarcoma, that is Eugene sarcoma. Eugene sarcoma is a very common bone cancer that has been found in pediatrics, mostly in infants and child. So we are trying to develop a drug that will have effect over this pediatric bone sarcoma. So mostly until now in USA, mithramycin is a potential drug that has been used with the pediatric bone sarcoma, but we are trying to develop some new drugs. And the second one is the drug validation for neonatal abstinence syndrome. It's a syndrome which happens in newborn babies when the pregnant moms, they prefer to take drugs, which is not good, but they still opt to get the drugs, and due to which the newborn babies, they are also drug addicts. So whenever the newborns are born to a drug addict moms, that newborns are called as the neonates with abstinence syndrome. So in this abstinence syndrome, what happen is, like, in order to keep the babies alive, doctor must have to give drugs to the babies. So that's not good, right? So yeah, we are trying to develop a drug that will have an effect on the neonates with abstinence syndrome. And the third, you all know these projects, I don't have to explain much. It's a drug trials growing on with COVID-19 using proteomics and metabolomics. The third project is a kind of halt due to I have tried with the hydroxychloroquine, but due to recent ban of WHO on hydroxychloroquine, the third project has been on a partial halt. So that's all about my research profile. So for PhD, I deal with plants. For postdocs, I'm dealing with humans. So that's how. So this was my research profile, or a small introduction. So let's start with the main topic. So for the main topic, this is the content of my presentation. So you can have a look over what I'm talking about in the next slide, so you will not get bored. So first, I would like to talk a small or just one cookie slide of biology. The second one slides deals with, I think, with agriculture biotechnology. So here I would like to focus on skill set rather than focusing on what is agriculture biotechnology and what are the fields in agriculture biotechnology, what are the different definitions. I will not go into that. Particularly, I feel skill sets are important in case of agriculture biotechnology or any kind of biotechnology. So I will focus on skill sets, development and realization of the students. I will also talk about exactly what is wet lab, what is dry lab, what are the skill sets you should have in order to fit into wet lab or into the dry lab, why to go abroad or why I prefer to go to abroad, and how to go abroad. I think the eighth one will be your favorite topic or favorite slides. And the last one is the scholarships. What are the scholarships? How to know where are the scholarships and how to grab them. And the 10th one is the statistics. It's a small slide which explains how many students are going to which country and how the flow is changing within the years, or yeah. So we will go to that slide. So the first slide, you all know this is a very simplified slide. So this is a cookie slide dealing with branches of biology. Each cookie denotes one sub branch of biology. You all know biology is a very vast branch, right? So first one is the biochemistry, molecular biology, environmental biology, marine biology, freshwater biology, parasitology, human biology, social biology, and biotechnology. So it's a vast world, it's a big world. And somewhere here we belongs to a small cookie of biotechnology. And biotechnology itself is a very, very vast major field. So in case of this very vast major field, we are a kind of special because we deals with agriculture biotechnology that comes like with the plants, or agriculture or applied biology, biotechnology, right? So today's my presentation is mainly focused on agriculture biotechnology. So let's talk about, so usually this is how a normal presentation looks like, right? It's like agriculture biotechnology includes a range of tools that scientists employ to understand manipulation, makeup of organisms. So this is a definition of agriculture biotechnology, but today I will not go in a traditional way. So rather than focusing of definitions of agriculture biotechnology, long slides with so many of words, let's divide agriculture biotechnology based on the skill sets. So that's my point of view to deal with agriculture biotechnology. Particularly, I think that every student must have to realize now in India that agriculture biotechnology is not about the theoretical knowledge. It's not about what you know, how much you write in the papers, um, or how what are the fields, what are the branches with lots of Venn diagrams and lots of star figures. No, it's about what's the skill set and what are the skill sets you have to govern in order to make opportunities. Always remember, students, opportunities is not something that will come to you. Opportunity is something that you have to create by yourself. So yeah, let's divide agriculture biotechnology based on the skill sets. Okay, so I have divided agriculture by the whole world's agriculture biotechnology in the two leaves, right? So one leaf is wet lab and another one is the dry lab. So wet lab and dry lab are like the terms that has been so much in fashion nowadays. So wet lab is the traditional methods. So in this, mostly it has upstream analysis and it deals with biomolecules. That's what we do in biotechnology, right? We deals with biomolecules. So here biomolecules means DNA, RNA, and I don't know how much the undergraduate students they deal with proteins, but proteins also. So the traditional method or wet lab is like in your language, you isolate DNA, you isolate RNA, you isolate protein, and you go with them. You do RT-PCR, you do normal PCR, and you do many upstream analysis with them. So nowadays, on a higher level, there are CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing, DNA tagging, barcoding, and 3D printing of organs and biomolecules like protein. Don't get scared of these terms. These are nothing but just doing work with DNA, RNA, and protein. So in these also like CRISPR-Cas9, DNA tagging, barcoding, here also scientist starts with isolating DNA first, studying what are the genes, how they are handling it, how they are cutting it, how they are pasting it back, and how they are isolating the gene from a cell and they are putting back them into the cells or in different organism or in the same organism with the desired trait. Okay, so this is first one, and the other one is the dry lab, which is my personal favorite, like computational analysis. So this is like a downstream analysis, and it also deals with biomolecules, but it is mostly related to like prediction based. Here you are predicting something with the computational algorithm. So here everything is deals on a computational analysis. So everything you are predicting. So sometimes it happens that whatever you are predicting is not must that it will be, but it's a very strong skill set that a scientist may have during these days. Everyone, believe me, everyone is crazy about this dry lab techniques because it's new. So mainly the computational analysis is deals with transcriptomics, proteomics, metabolomics, and nowadays in metabolomics, lipidomics. So what are these three? I will explain in the coming slides. So why the reason why I have created this whole slide is to tell students that please focus on your skill sets, whether you want to be in the wet lab or you want to have your own dry lab or you want to have a great computational setup and you want to deal with a huge data there. So please try to focus on these 2 points, like try to develop your skills because now you are in a budding stages, right? So you have time. So example of wet lab, what you can do in wet lab. So in your language, potential of agriculture biotechnology in wet lab. So these are some biggies example of a wet lab, what scientists nowadays are doing in wet lab. So it's the transgenesis. You might know about transgenesis. What's transgenesis is the addition of genes from any species to create a new variety or species with a desired trait. Desired traits can be anyone, like drought tolerance, salinity tolerance, abiotic stress tolerance, biotic stress tolerance, anything. In polyploidy, they are just multiplication of the chromosomes. Again, they are dealing with the chromosome on a molecular level. Mutagenesis, they are incorporating the mutations with the help of random mutations, targeted mutations. Random, in case of random mutation, it is EMS or any gamma radiation. In case of targeted, particularly the hottie of the season is CRISPR-Cas9. In case of crossbreeding, this is more like authentic agriculture things that they are combining two sexually compatible species to create a variety of desired traits from a parents. So they are choosing very good parents. They are creating a compatible variety and they are releasing it in environment. Protoplast fusion, it's like they are fusing cells and they are creating some new variety more into a tissue culture work. And genome editing, as I have mentioned, genome editing and mutagenesis is a kind of almost same, because you are just mutating a genome, you are incorporating something that has to get mutated or that has to get changes. So if you are interested in this slide, so you can just write it down, or you can just note it down. I have also listed some good example of mutagenesis. For example, in case of mutagenesis is the red grapefruit they have successfully created. In case of polyploid is the seedless watermelons. In case of transgenesis, rainbow papaya, I will explain in the future slides. Then it's honeycrisp apple, that's a weird name in crossbreeding, and so on. So that's not my point. Actually, this slide was like to give what exactly scientists are doing under one roof in wet lab. So this is a successful example or a glimpse of success, what a success looks like when you follow your skill set. So this skill set is mainly deal with wet lab. So here it's a flow. I'm really sorry about the small fonts, but I don't want to spoil this beautiful figure. So this is a successful example of papaya, you all might know. So here they have isolated a gene. Scientists identify a gene from a virus that could give papaya a resistance. So this was a hypothesis. A scientist thinks that we can incorporate a virus gene into papaya and that might give resistance to papaya, right? So here it's like they are isolating a gene, they find a gene, they have a hypothesis. Okay, the first step is completed. So after that, they try to modify that gene according to their own interest. And then they multiply it, right? They copied it. In your language, it's the PCR they have performed, and they have amplified the gene. Then they have created a gene package by adding other DNA to both the ends in order to accomplish a viral package. And after creating this viral package, they have viral package, don't get confused here. Viral package means they have constructed a vector. Yes, they have created a vector. They have incorporated marker genes with viral genes and other beneficial marker genes on the vector that helps to carry these genes from your lab's petri dish into the plants of papaya, right? So after that, they have taken this vector. They have coated it with gold particle. They have bombarded it with the papaya, and boom, they got a good healthy papaya variety that can resist virus. So this is a very good example of what you can do in wet lab when you have a good skill set of all these things, like first hypothesis, then what exactly what you want to do, and how you will do, right? So you will isolate the gene and everything, and you will get a good result. So instead of looking it as a papaya, you can just look it like this is the best example of what an agriculture biotechnologist can do, because these papaya are in a chain of marketing. Farmers are getting benefited with this. Some countries which believes in agriculture biotechnology rather than politics, they have commercialized it. People are eating it. Everyone is happy. So this is what a wet lab experience can do. So let's move to dry lab. So this is a workflow of dry lab. Actually, what is happening nowadays in dry lab. So first one is genomics and transcriptomics. The next one is proteomics, and the third one is metabolomics. So basically, dry labs is all about these three nowadays. We are not yet, they have to go into more details. So in case of transcriptomics, we are isolating DNA, RNA from the cells, and we are basically sequencing them. And after sequencing, we are analyzing the sequence with the help of high throughput and computer algorithms. So algorithms has already been developed. You don't have to go in the development of scripts. You don't have to go into programming. Lots of scientists are working day and night in order to develop tools and many scripts like R packages are there, differential expressions packages are there, for example, DSeq, HR, and there are many tools, command based tools and graphical user interface tools. So you don't have to worry about that. So you just need to know how to handle a huge data if you are getting that data on computer. In case of proteomics, it's same like transcriptomics, but it's like the new sibling of transcriptomics. So in case of proteomics, you get a whole set of proteins that has been expressed in the plants or plant cells or animal cells, and you analyze that proteins in the cells, right? And in case of metabolomics, you get a set of metabolites. Don't get confused of proteins with metabolites. Metabolites, here you are dealing with the complete metabolic sets like sugars, no, sorry, not proteins, sugars and fats and lipids and enzymes. In case of proteins, you are basically sequencing the peptides. So after sequencing, then it goes to the machine learning or deep learning that I was telling. If you want to be a part of development, scientists are more than welcome. So here in this machine learning or deep learning is like you are developing the tools, you are developing the programming language. From all of you beautiful undergraduate students, some might be very good in computationals, right? You are very good in computer analysis. So you can go in programming, you can go in learning languages, computer languages, and try to develop the tools that can give a beautiful insight to the wet lab scientist to deal with how to deal with the big data of transcriptomics, proteomics, and metabolomics. And after that, you can have an integrated omics study. Integrated omics study means is the combination of transcriptomics, proteomics, metabolomics. Just think that if you have a data of DNA, if you have data of proteins, if you have data of metabolites, this is a huge thing. You are dealing with a huge data. So integrated has been a favorite of all scientists throughout the world. Now everyone is trying to deal with these things and try to come up with a great ideas from this huge data. And after doing integrated omic analysis is normal. You can predict health and diseases. In case of plants, you can do with biotic, abiotic stress tolerance, and you can deal with the like during my PhD, I deal with drought tolerance, right? You can do the models and predictions. You can do the novel network analysis, pathway analysis. You can find genes that are responsible for DNA, proteins, and metabolites. And you can go up to phenotype, what exactly is causing that phenotype, clinical traits, or phenotype in case of plants. So this is about a skill set about the dry lab, okay? So after that, explaining about you that these are the two skill sets you can have. Either you can go for dry lab, either you can go for wet lab. So after that, a big question you have to ask, this my is not me, this my is you. So you have to ask a big question to yourself, what is my skill set? Whether I am good in dry lab or whether I am happy with my computer or whether I'm good with laboratory techniques or wet lab. So once you decided what is your good skill set or where you are good, whether you are good in computers or whether you are good in the laboratory techniques, you can decide where you want to go, which country you want to go. Why I'm telling this, you will understand if you follow my next slides. Why it is important to define your skill set now itself, because now you are an undergraduate. No one is asking you to perform this, right? So now you have to decide what you have to do with your with your career. Now you are in biotechnology. No, it doesn't matter to me whether you are an agriculture biotechnologist or any other biotechnologist. So now you are in a biotechnology. So it is now time for you to decide your skill set. So once you decided your skill set, okay, I want to go there or I want to go here, then you can decide these questions to yourself. Like first question, why to go abroad? Why I want to go abroad? Or why Dr. Ambika Dudate has choose USA, Japan over India? Why she has not stick to India? What are the requirements that I will need to go abroad? Because every country has their own regulations, every country has their own sets of rules they have set. Okay, so you have to know what are the requirements now itself. So if you know the requirements now, so you will go step by step. It's a very lengthy procedure. It's not a one night thing that you can just Google something and in the morning you woke up and blah blah blah, you will do everything in one day. No, it's not like that. It's a very lengthy procedure, believe me. How to prepare for, or how to prepare physically, economically, mentally, educationally, everything, how to prepare to go to abroad, and what I will gain at the last if I go to abroad rather than staying back to your own country. Okay, so yeah, in the first slide, okay, why to go abroad? So there are many reasons. If you Google, you will get thousands of blogs. People have written very beautiful blogs why you should choose other countries over India. But these are some points that I personally think are important to choose in abroad over India. So the most first one and more authentic one is that you have more study options. If you are agriculture biotechnologist, it doesn't matter that you are an agriculture biotechnologist outside, that you can do any field. No one cares here, as long as you have a very beautiful skill sets with you. You are ready to deal with all kind of mess, sorry, they are dealing here in scientific community. As long as you are confident, it doesn't matter what field you are belonging here, right? Subfield, right? So you have more study options, of course. The second one is quality of education. No doubt in that. Quality of education here means everything. Like living standard are better, and how to say, you are dealing with a vast environment. You are dealing with many students from all different cultures. So quality of education is different here, because when you are dealing with many kinds of cultural students in front of you, that automatically it improves the quality of education, right? Because you are dealing with a vast variety or best talent in the world, so automatically the quality of education get increased. Better research options, better research funding. This is very important in case of biotechnology, because if you go, when you will go for masters and when you go for PhDs, you will understand that research fundings are so important in case of biotechnology. You cannot do anything without money. Money is a big thing, right? And it's a challenge. Personally, I think to go abroad is a big challenge. You are challenging yourself. You are experiencing a new culture. You are experiencing new languages. So it's a challenge. It will make you strong, and also it will give you a different kind of confidence in yourself. You will start liking yourself, believe me. You will have a great career opportunities. You will have great employment opportunities. I don't know about what is scope of agriculture biotechnology, or what is opportunity and what is employment, but one thing I know, that opportunities is something you have to create by yourself. No one is going to come you and they will tell you, here is 1 kg of opportunities to you, right? No one will tell you that. You have to create opportunity, you have to create a career, and you have to give employment to yourself. So if you will understand above these all factors, you will definitely understand what I'm trying to say here, that you will have a better career and you will have a better employment opportunities. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. So how to prepare? Okay, so it's like I said, it's a lengthy procedure. When I first came to Japan, it took me around 1 year to go through all this procedure. So thankfully, I was having a different kind of support from everywhere, from my family, from my mentors, from my teachers, from my university, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. So that was Tamil Nadu Agriculture University was my milestone. Okay, so these are the steps that I have learned during my masters. So how to go, or how to prepare. So the first one is hunt for a suitable university or a research group. So this is the most important, that you have to look for a suitable university. Okay, so if you try to look for a suitable university, the criteria is yours. What you are looking for a university, which university you want. For if you ask me, I go for ranking, for postmost. So whether that university is in good ranking. Frankly speaking to you all, when I choose Japan or University of Tokyo for my PhD, so many people has asked me that usually people go for USA, Canada, or European countries to do their PhD. Why you are going for University of Tokyo? So my best answer was ranking, because University of Tokyo is one of the best universities in infrastructure, in facilities, and for an Indian girl, she was going alone first time, so I thought Japan would be a safe option. So yeah, so first one is the ranking. Second one is the research profile of your lab, that which lab you are choosing, and the third most is the profile of the lead professor. So anything you can like. You can like university, you can like the lab, or you can also like the profile of the professor. If you like that professor, if his profile is good, just shoot a mail to him, just mail him that I want to do a master's under you, or I want to do a PhD under you. So these are my CV, this is my biodata, so would you like to accept me? Just try to reach out, try to speak out, or try to just contact them. If he will not reply once, try to mail him twice, thrice, but just mail him. So after selecting a suitable university, before admission, there is a crucial and there is a very big thing, that is financial support. Financial support here means scholarship, right? So I will talk very details in coming slides. So usually it's either internal scholarship or it's a external scholarship, right? You can go for internal university scholarship. If you mail to professor, he will tell you, okay, we have this scholarship, you apply to this scholarship. If you get this scholarship, come to my lab. Otherwise, you have an external scholarship, that you secure this scholarship before getting admission. Like I did, I get the external scholarship from our ministry, and then I mail to university and professor that, okay, I have this scholarship, can you give me an admission? And they were ready and they were happy. And after that, there are admission requirements for some countries, like you have language score, you have TOEFL, IELTS, you have GRE score. There are many scores, okay? And once the admission requirements are completed, you're good to go. The university will accept you. Then you need a passport, you need a valid visa, and you are all set to immigrate to any country of your choice, whether it's USA, whether it's Canada, whether it's Japan. It doesn't matter, you can go to any country you want. So this is all about how to prepare. If you have some more questions about this slide, so you can just ask me question at the end of the presentation. So what is the general selection criteria of many universities throughout the world? Is like, it's a bachelor degrees, 4 years must. If you have like 3 years degree, it is a little bit complicated to get admissions. Degrees should be usually related a good cumulative grade points. You should have a English language skills. English language skills, particularly, I think it's not for the university, it is good for you, because if you know, if you are going to Japan, it's good to have a good knowledge about Japanese, right? It's the same like that. You will not struggle to convey your message or your things to your mentor, to your friends, to your lab members. So it's important to have English language skills. Don't take it as a criteria of admission, take it as a skill. Like I mentioned before, skills are important, right? So take it English language as a good skill. That's important. A good resume, a good CV, a good biodata, anything will work. References, references, here I mean references like you have to get a good recommendation letters from your if you are going for PhD, good reference letters from your master supervisor, your thesis advisors, and all the community members that were during your master seminar. And if you are applying for masters, then the reference letters comes from your bachelor teachers, bachelor professors. And if you are going to some external training, so you can take some reference letters from that training institutes also. So references are very important because no one is gonna believe your authenticity. If someone is recommending you, then it's good. And again, the financial support, we are again back to here, that scholarship, no scholarship, that's a big question, whether you have scholarship or you don't when you are applying for an outer position, right? So let's go for the main topic, scholarship hunting, how to hunt scholarship and how to grab money to secure a position, right? So usually there are two kinds of scholarship. One is the university's internal scholarship and another one is external scholarship. So for the university's internal scholarship, these are specific to universities. Details found on always on the university's website. Usually they are partially funded, but many times they are fully funded also. Selection is easier. So here it's totally depend on the professor you are applying. So when you are shooting an email to the professor of your interest, ask him openly whether you know any internal scholarships like this. So I'm willing to apply for the scholarships. Don't think I would not, some people may ask that how about your personal funding, so how about taking some loans? So uh, believe me, I don't recommend that because there are plenty of scholarships that you can get. So university scholarship, usually they are limited in number, so and usually they are like depend on the field. Like if you are applying for a respective department, so if you are lucky, sometime one department has their own scholarships, right? And externals, they are going through Google, scholarshipposition.com, MHRD for Indian students. MHRD is a big, how to say, it's a big thing for us, or a big advantage for us to apply. That is MHRD, Upper Ministry of Human Resource and Development. And usually all external scholarships are fully funded. Living expenses are covered, and tuition fees are covered. Everything is covered. You don't have to worry about anything if you have external scholarship, because they usually also covered your travel expenses, that you can go one time and you can come back one time with the external scholarships. And but the selection is competitive because in case of MHRD, you are not in only in a case of MHRD, you are dealing with whole India and sometime whole world. It's depend which external scholarship you're applying. So it's usually it is very competitive, but it's not impossible. If I can get it, you can also get it. It's like that, right? So I have gathered some slides to know or to tell you how to search for scholarships. So let's go. For example, if you go to scholarshipposition.com, so they claim that they are world's #1 scholarship finding websites. So you can like, there are many scholarships. So for example, I have given one here. So you can subscribe to these scholarship or like these websites, and they will mail you whenever there is a good scholarships available. They will mail you that okay, these scholarships are available. So you can just go to that tab where you are interested. You can see that scholarship. You can see all the requirements, because remember, each and every scholarship has different criteria of selection. Sometimes it's interviews, that you will give the interview and you will get selected. Sometimes they are more interested in your academics than how you represent yourself internationally, right? So you go to each and every scholarship and you see like what are their requirements and whether I am a great fit to that whether I'm a great fit to that position or that scholarship. And this one is more authentic, not authentic, like more believable, because this is from government of India. I got scholarship from Ministry of Education to do my PhD in Japan. That's called as mixed scholarship. So in the MHRD, at the end of March or April, they usually have these openings. So they look like this. Okay, so actually this is the same website. So these are the scholarship announcements. So they will have the scholarship announcement for 20. So now see, so 2020 Korean government scholarship is has been declared. So there is a Japanese government made scholarship program. I got this scholarship for my PhD, and there are also Commonwealth for New Zealand. Commonwealth is also for UK. Then again Korea and New Zealand. So these scholarship, they always try to update it. You go to that, they have like a workflow how to apply to these scholarships, and once you have applied to these scholarships, you are good to go. They will have like interview. They will select you. They will call you for interview. When once you are selected to interview, they will help you with getting passports. Yeah. Oh, I forget to tell you that this is a benefit of going through Department of Ministry of Education, because if you get their scholarships, they will take care of everything. They will take care of your passports. They will take care of your visas. Immigrations will be much more easier if you go through Indian embassies or Indian government. No one will ask you at the airport, because you will have a stamp that you are a government scholar. So that will give you a different kind of privilege to enter to any country, specifically if you are entering a country like USA, where immigration is very much tedious nowadays. You must know from the news that nowadays immigration has been so difficult to develop countries like UK, USA, and yeah, only USA and UK. So yes, I was talking about this. This is the Ministry of Education government website. So you can just always go through this. If you are applying for masters, please always try to get these scholarships 1 year ahead. If you are not graduated, it's not a big thing. They knows that you will not be graduated at the time of at the time of this application. So don't worry, you just apply. Don't worry about the other things. Just apply in well advance. That if you want to go immediately after you graduate, apply 1 year in advance. Like if you want to go to masters, apply when you are almost in the third year. If you're going for PhD, apply when you have started your master's second year. It works like that. And these are some biggies of the scholarships. Erasmus Mundus, you must know, you're one of your very good alumni, Rohan, who is doing PhD here in USA. So he was a Erasmus Mundus fellow, I think, or Brave, yeah, something like that. So this is one fellowship, Erasmus Mundus. I will not go into the detail about how much they are giving, how much money they are giving. So you can just take these slides, or you can just write it down, whatever is your preferable way. So this is one Erasmus Mundus. Another one is the Fulbright Nehru Master Fellowship. This one is a really big scholarship Indian government is giving for the students to go for abroad to do masters. Another one is the Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowships. This is a quite competitive, but it's not impossible. And the biggest thing is like this supports J1 visa. Also, you will understand what are the J1 visas and what are the other things once you are in these things, like when you started applying for these scholarships. So yes, for example, if you see this scholarship, it gives you monthly stipend for your food and for your other things, for your clothes, or for your trips, whatever you want to spend them. It also gives you J1 visa support, round trip economy class air travel, accident, sickness, model settling in allowance, everything. They are giving everything. So why not to apply for these scholarships, right? Fulbright Nehru doctoral research fellowships, Great Wall program, and INLAC scholarships. So these are just 6 scholarships. These are called as the biggies of scholarships. These are very prestigious and big scholarships, but there are many hundreds of scholarships other than these. So you just try to grab them. You must be thinking that I'm mostly focused on scholarships, because when you are coming outside, you are on your own. It is important to secure scholarships for you first, rather than just coming here on your own and then get stuck here. So it's important to get secure scholarship first. So that's why I'm giving you all of this information. So try to get a good scholarship and try to apply for a good university or a good professor. And also, this is a good thing that if you have a good scholarship, acceptance won't be a detail, or acceptance will not be long enough. So this is the statistics of Indian students. So as you compare from 2000 to 2016, many students has changed their view from USA to Australia. Maybe immigration policy, or maybe visas restrictions and other things. But in case of fundings, USA is far more better than Australia. So why I am giving you, you should know that where exactly Indian students are going. So this is a changing, like in case of UK has been stabilized, and nowadays it's much more difficult to get into UK. But Canada, Australia and USA, these are always the favorite one for educations. Nowadays Australia and USA are a kind of up and down. So you can choose better wherever you want to go. And so at the last, this is the last slide. So which way are you going? It's just I want to motivate you. So these are the 3 things you want to focus. First one is find your motivation. What is your motivation? Do you really want to go forward with your life with the same field, or you want to focus on some other field? Aim in your life, which is very, very important. You should understand that why I had choose agriculture biotechnology, what I want to do, and what I will do, right? What I will gain at the last. Stop, think, and then move. This is very important. Don't go with flow. Okay, some are doing like this, so I should go. No, it never works like that way. You have to stop. You have to think what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and what I want to do. It doesn't matter if you think out of the way. Believe me, thinking out of the way, it always helps. So think and then move, and try to ask more questions. Asking more questions is always beneficial. Try to speak out, increase your confidence. That's something Indian students are always lacking, confidence. They don't speak out, so just speak out. Nothing will happen if you speak out. So try to speak, ask questions, more questions, and try to get involved in the research industry. Okay, so that's all. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. I don't know how many participants are there. So yeah, questions are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I
Thank
request to Kulkarni ma'am to ask the questions.
Whether the questions will be in chat box?
Thank you so much, ma'am. You gave a beautiful information for the students, which is very helpful to the students to go to abroad and study about that. So
Okay.
uh, yes, there is a one question, ma'am,
Yes.
that which just put it by one student in the chat box. That is there any website or is there any thing through which they can get an idea about all these exams or the material which is required to prepare for these exams?
Material exams like mm, exams. I'm not sure. GRE, TOEFL. Actually, that's a very good question. First, I appreciate the question. And the second is like each and every scholarship has their own selection criteria. Sometimes some scholarship needs GRE TOEFL score, but if you go through our Ministry of Human Resource and Development, they don't have like any exams or something. They have their own setups. So you just apply to them, and once you apply to them, they will guide you how to write these exams and how to clear these exams, right? So uh, there is not a one particular website that will give you all how to say, that will give you all the idea. That's like that's like a very lazy thing, right? You cannot find everything in one website. So you just go follow some blogs or some scholar, like I mentioned, like scholarshipposition.com, right? So when you click the particular scholarship, you will get all the answers. There is no one particular website that will give you all information at once, right? Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
And there is another question that
Yes.
is there any particular period when the scholarship means notification will be declared and all that things?
Okay, so can I know who asked this question?
There is a one student, ma'am.
Okay, this is a very good question. So in case of India, it's mostly February, March, April. This is a very crucial period because this one, how to say, in other countries, there are two admission. One is called as spring intake, other called as autumn intake. So usually spring intake starts from April and autumn starts from May, August something. So in order to, oh sorry, October, sorry, the other intakes is October. So in order to get admitted to start classes from April, so usually everyone is everyone should get scholarship around March. So it's a 1 year procedure, right? So you have to start somewhere around March or April. So that's usually the case. Otherwise, if it's not March, then it's September, October, November. That's a two way, right? Either it's April or either it's October, November, December. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes.
It's very inspiring to listen to you.
Thank you very much. It's important, right? It's important for students to know their potential. Biotechnology has a huge potential. I never believed in the thing like there is a scope of biotechnology because it's the student who creates the scope. It's not a thing or it's not a concept to have a scope. It's the students who are the scope of that field, agriculture biotechnology or a simple biotechnology.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, ma'am.
Yeah.
And I request to all participants to please go through the link which is put in the chat box to fit. It is a feedback and e-certificate link. I hand over to Paleko, ma'am. Thank you.
What of thanks? Oh.
So, now, out of thanks, it is my great privilege to express my sincere vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making this national webinar on opportunities for agriculture biotechnology students in abroad. First of all, I would like to propose heartily vote of thanks to our inspiration, Honorable Bayasaheb Wagh, President of KK Wagh Education Society. I would like to thank you, today's resource person, Dr. Ambika ma'am, for giving such a useful information direction to biotech students. I am sure all biotech students must be inspired by today's session. I would like to express my sincere thanks to all trustees and secretaries of KKK Education Society for their blessings to this online webinar. I would also like to thank Dr. V.M. Shivlikar sir, Campus Coordinator, KKK Education Campus, Saraswati, Nagar, Nashik. I would like to express our profound gratitude to our principal, Professor N.S. Paspur sir, for his guidance to make this webinar session successful. I am happy to express vote of thanks to all the dignitaries, principal, HOD, staff members, and students for participation and making this event successful. Once again, I thank all of you for cooperation. Thank you. With the prior permission, here I announce that today's webinar session is over. Thank you. Again, I request to all participants that feedback link is put it in chat box. Please fill up it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam,
Thank you, sir.
for
Thank
nice
you very much.
information about the all these things.
Yes, sir. Anytime we would like to help students in any matter.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. See you around sometime.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So that's it. I can leave, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
कसं करायचं आता? हम्म. हम्म?